let's go back to what happened last night in the East. You know I love you. In the Eastern Conference Finals, Pacers were really in control for most of last night. They'll move on to face the Thunder in the finals. We'll get to that later on, but let's go back to how it went down, and we start in the third quarter. Here we go. Thomas Bryant denying the layup. Pacers now in transition. Andrew Nembhard drops it off to Pascal Siakam. Gets the layup plus the foul. Pacers up 13 now after the free throw. Under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Pacers up 12. Here's Aaron Nesmith finding Bryant. Not the former Hoosier making an impact. Pacers go up 15. Under 20 seconds left in the third. Knicks down by a lot. Knicks miss. Players scrambling for the rebound. Here's Halliburton pushing the break. Coast to coast. Let's slam it down. In control was Indiana. Early fourth now. Pacers up 12. Jalen Brunson. This isn't good. Nembhard takes it away. And then he goes the other way and gets a bucket. Pacers up 14 now. 1 minute to play. They're feeling it. Halliburton, long range. Let's go. In it goes. Halliburton's like, who said I was overrated? Nobody. Siakam named NBA Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Pacers get the win 125-108, and they're heading to the finals.
It means a lot. You know, this is a franchise that took a chance on me, saw something that other people didn't see in me. You know, sometimes I think they saw more in me than I saw in myself. I love being a Pacer. You know, it's there's nothing like it, and this is a really, really special feeling for me.
Every single person on the team is just amazing person. Like, I mean, he's just a bunch of good guys. Outside of the talent that we have, you know, I just know that how connected we are. We won't stop. We won't stop. And when, you know, there's bad games and whatever the case might be, like, we're still going to be here. We're going to wake up every single day, head up, and we're going to go to work.
Sucks, man. Simple as that. It sucks. Eventually, yeah, we can look at stuff and see the positives, but not right now.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we put ourselves in a position like that. And, you know, with the season on the line, you hope that we could pull one of those Knicks victories, Knicks games out where you're down in the fourth and you find a way to come back and win. And it just didn't happen tonight.
So let's zoom in a little more on those Knicks. This ends their most successful playoff run over the last 25 years. However, the loss means the Knicks' drought without an NBA title now stands at 52 years and counting. For the Pacers, they'll now move on to the NBA Finals for just the second time in franchise history. Reggie Miller and company lost to Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers in 6 games back in 2000. Those Pacers were massive underdogs in the finals, and these Pacers are too. Indiana, 9.5-point underdogs in Game 1 at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Over the last 20 seasons, only the 2018 Cavs had longer odds entering the finals.
Shane and Amina back here with you on SportsCenter. The Eastern Conference Finals wrapped up last night, and the Knicks just could not keep pace with the Pacers. This game was won in the third quarter, so let's take you there. Thomas Bryant denies the layup. Pacers in transition. Nembhard gets it to Siakam, who gets the layup to go plus the foul. Pacers up by 13 after the free throw, and they're fired up. A few possessions later, Nembhard finds Bryant in the corner, drains the three. Pacers up by 11. Under 7 minutes left in the third, Aaron Nesmith finds Bryant again, who hits another corner three. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc for Bryant. Pacers up by 15. Knicks with a turnover, 17 on the night. Nembhard controls it, outlets it to Nesmith. He does that. Tom Thibodeau is an absolute shock and disgust. Pacers scored 14 points off of turnovers in the third quarter. You don't win a game that way. Under a minute left in the third, Tyrese Halliburton to Obi Toppin. Former Knick knocks down the three, and it's coming up all Pacers. Under 20 seconds left. Josh Hart with the miss. Halliburton pushing on the break, going coast to coast. Gets it in for the slam. Halliburton and the Pacers in full control. Pacers outscore the Knicks 34-23 in the third quarter, and the Pacers take down the Knicks 125-108.
NBA analyst Quentin Richardson and Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. join us now. And look, guys, you could point to a lot of things that went wrong for the Knicks last night. Transition defense, turnovers were obviously a problem, as Amina just pointed out. But Q, I'll start with you. What do you think, in your eyes, went wrong for New York last night?
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the turnovers. The turnovers ignited the transition game. They got, like you said, 17 turnovers with 30-plus points off of that. And not only did it ignite the transition game off turnovers and off rebounds, they began throwing the ball out on New York Knicks scores. That's how amped up they got. Guys started leaking out, trying to get in transition because they were doing it so well. But the turnovers began to unravel the whole team. But also, the fouls by Cat Anthony Towns reared its ugly head again. He had a lot of senseless fouls that made no sense, and he found himself in foul trouble again last night.
Look, for me, it was the defense, and this is why the Knicks are it's like a toxic relationship to be a fan of the Knicks. They start the series off and you want to give up on them. Then they come in Game 5 and they play better defense, and they say, please, baby, please give me one more chance. And they show up in Game 6, and they revert back to their old ways just when you start to believe in them with bad defense. Karl Anthony Towns was, again, vulnerable on those switches. Halliburton in that fourth quarter was able to get those floaters off because Karl Anthony Towns was not aggressive enough pulling up on him defensively. And then Mikal Bridges, inexplicably, in that game, was 12. Offensive players were 12 for 15 when he was the closest defender. That defense, there is no excuse for that. There is no excuse for the way they could not pick up on transition. It was just bad defense that looked like the games they had in Game 1 and 2 in that series, rearing their ugly head in Game 6.
What about the fact that there's no bench, there's no reserve for New York? Like, they're just exhausted. And I know that's Tibbs' kind of way, but when you don't have anyone else to go to, like you've Benedict Mathurin coming off the bench dropping 20, it's just what are you supposed to do in that situation?
Well, I mean, they're running out of guys. They're running out of guys partially because the Pacers were able to get up there and get in pace and move fast, and the Knicks guys were getting tired, and they don't have enough players on that roster to come in and give the guys that are starters some breathers.
Which is not necessarily Tibbs' fault. Okay, so New York doesn't reach their ultimate goal, right? They're not going to the finals. They still have this drought in terms of a finals win. But what do they do now from here? Q, I'll go to you.
Yeah, I think Tibbs stays the coach. I don't think they do anything drastic like fire Tibbs. I mean, because to me, it's like, if you're going to fire Tibbs, who are you going to bring in? If you don't have somebody, as good as Tibbs is, he's a great head coach, one of the best in the league. If you don't have somebody at his level or higher in mind, I don't know what you do there. I don't think you fire him. If I'm the Knicks, you go into the offseason, like he said in the press conference, you reevaluate everything and you see where you need to make improvements. I mean, everybody's talking about Giannis and the KDs. If you can go get big game hunting in that team and then it makes sense, do it. But if not, you make minor tweaks here and there to try and improve the team, because at the end of the day, this team just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and was a game away from a Game 7.
Q, we're on the same page here. Do not panic if you are a Knicks fan. You made it to the conference finals. Really what you need to work on is getting some of that depth that you mentioned and getting some guys to give your starters some breathers. But also, you got to figure out your offense, whether that is getting a better offensive coordinator or just another year of Cat and Brunson together. That offense is too predictable come playoff time when you have to play 4 7-game series. The other teams can adjust to that offense. They need some versatility and to figure out a way to get more players involved to get that offense humming a little bit better come playoff time.
I love that. So working more, fine-tuning your offense a little bit, maybe getting some reserves to help these guys out. For what it's worth, Brunson, Cat, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart are all under contract for at least the next 3 seasons. We'll see if that core all looks the same this time next year. Guys, thank you.
SGA playing like an MVP. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going back to the NBA Finals.
Making big plays and big moments is what it's about. We're going to the NBA Finals.
Let's buckle up and get ready.
Overrate that.
The NBA Finals start Thursday night on ABC. Back here with our NBA analyst Quentin Richardson and Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. to look ahead to that matchup. And Q, I'll start with you. Give me some Q tips for what you'll be watching closely in that series.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, to start off with, you got to go with the lead guards. You got to start off with the MVP, SGA, Shai Gilgeous, and then also Tyrese Halliburton. These two lead their teams, and they're going to be the lead guns. Tyrese only averaged about 11 points against them during the season, while SGA was averaging close to 40. So obviously, Tyrese needs to be a lot more better. And then SGA will continue to lead the way he did, averaging close to 40. But I also need to know, my other Q tip is, who is Lou Dort going to guard? This dude is a unit. He has been giving everybody fit the whole season, the whole playoffs, everything. This is a first-team all-defense guy who gave end problems. Whoever he guards is going to have to deal with him. He's a big, strong guy that can guard on the perimeter or on the post. He will be a problem defensively. finally, we need to know who's going to have the depth. Obviously, the Pacers have had the depth in the Eastern Conference, and that's helped them get to this point. But OKC is also a team built on their depth. So we're going to have to see what the other guys do. Who are going to be the complementary guys that step up and help the stars? Because you know SGA, Tyrese, Pascal, and also J-Dub. Those are the lead guys, but they need their other supporting cast to step up. So I think whoever has the best supporting cast, they have the better chance.
So a lot of things to watch for in this series. The Pacers won 18 fewer regular season games than the Thunder did. That's the largest gap in regular season wins between finals opponents since 1981. So, David, if Indiana's going to go deep in this series, who needs to be a Dennis the Menace for this Indiana team?
Okay, so usually I go with the person here, but I'm not going with the person. I'm going to go with sort of idea. And It's not a menace, it's another M-word. It's a miracle. And now I know that they may sound kind of insulting, but the Pacers are a team of miracles that we've seen in this playoffs. They know how to steal games. Look at what they did game 1 against the Knicks. I mean, to cover your eyes.
I know.
What they did, against the Bucks in the first round. They had a game like that against Cleveland. What they can do is do the unthinkable and beat the odds down the stretch. If they're going to have a chance against this OKC team, they're going to have to steal a couple of games down the stretch in those last couple of minutes for them to think they can win 4 games out of 7.
Yeah, you're right. The Pacers, they went 0-2 against the Thunder in the regular season. We'll see if they can flip the script in the NBA Finals. Guys, I respect y'all just to, help me out throughout this segment. They were very good friends. Thank you guys for the insight.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Put them down, try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a